caramel guy.
And a caramel guy. Great. There's nothing like having 50-50 caramel.
Hung jury.
Okay, we'll leave it at that though. Well, we'll wait till our late students show up as I pour a fresh bottle to it.
Yeah.
But great. You noticed some alcohol. Sorry, I didn't mean to put words into your mouth. Is it a lot of alcohol?
No.
Is it just a little alcohol?
Well, I mean, just from the aroma. No, it's not like an old ale or something, or it's but it's definitely there. But it's
Okay.
Not, it's not phenolic or anything. I mean, it's not fusel.
Good. Good.
It's
a pleasant.
present.
It's a pleasant alcohol character.
Okay. So say,
But it's dare I say it? It's mild, but noticeable.
yeah.
We're gonna put this into words here, okay? A mild but noticeable alcohol character. How's that? Does that sound good enough? Anything else we can find in this beer as we pick it apart a little bit?
See what it doesn't have.
What it doesn't have. Oh, you're jumping ahead, but that's great. Okay, because that'll lead me on to the rest of the instructions, as I will call them, under the header. What does it say under aroma? It says comment on malt, hops, esters, and other aromatics. If it's saying to comment on that, well, if it's not there, say it's not there. And what is not there?
Hops.
Great. Without sticking our neck out too far, maybe we'll say no hops detected. We'd hate to accuse them of not putting hops in the beer, right? Okay.
Bear the dog doesn't put hops in one of the beers.
No. No hops detected.
I am smelling a fruit of some sort.
Are you? Maybe there is a little bit of a fruit character.
I don't know what fruit though.
It's going to come from the Munich, right?
Quite possibly from Munich malt, especially when combined with the higher gravity. We did pick up some alcohol, so we've kind of already answered other aromatics. Okay. But now we're going to talk about esters or fruitiness. Okay. See, as you sniff again, see if anything's changed. Sometimes swirling the cup helps. Sometimes holding your hand over it to concentrate it helps. Sometimes just letting it warm up helps. There's a little bit of a fruit character. Maybe it's easier to rule out fruit characters out there. It's not banana, right? That could be pretty bad. It's not going to be grapefruity or citrusy like American hops. Okay, so we're weeding out a few things.
But I think, but just by saying, you know, no hop aroma, I mean, because you could really write an essay on what's not there.
Yes.
I mean, you could say, just go down the list and you'd have a
Okay,
page.
and we'll get into that later on too for score sheet extras, and also kind of how not to go overboard. Maybe there is a little bit of a mild stone fruit character,
Prune.
like prune, okay? But it's mild, okay? If we can all agree on that. There's the mild fruitiness.
I'm trying to get more toastiness now.
Good, okay. Mild fruitiness, probably derived from the malt. It's not going to be from a fermentation characteristic. This is certainly a lager-like aroma, but also a very strong one too, a strong beer. And it's something about having that Munich malt and other darker malts. I mean, we're not talking chocolate. We're going to come up with some other characters too. Mild fruitiness, dare I stick out my neck and saying, not yeast derived. It would appear, but maybe along the lines of a little bit of a prune-like character. That takes care of all four things, okay? That's what we want to see, and as there's 4 lines on the aroma section, I don't want it to be too much of a struggle for how to fill it up. Likewise, no, we don't want to write an essay on just one section. Obviously, we don't want to look at the beer immediately. Of course, you can as you're pouring it, of course, because make sure that it's producing enough head, but that color's not going to go away. So wipe off condensation off the cup, and what color do we have?
Amber.
Okay, Amber is almost sort of a range. That's a good starting point, though. How about a hue?
Gold, I don't know, gold or brown.
Reddish?
Does, if I may saying orange-like, does that conjure up certain images? This is maybe a little bit lighter than copper. And do we want to say like a light copper?
Yeah.
Do we want to say light amber? It's deeper than gold and it's lighter than brown. We're in the area, right? Okay.
We just draw a line and then put
so,
it like gold, brown, just put a line in the middle.
Well, some score sheets I think you can. Okay. This one, let's decide on the color. Do I dare say orangey copper?
Yeah.
That's
Sure.
creative, isn't it?
I'll buy that.
Yeah.
You'll buy that? Okay. All right. Maybe as people try this after watching the video, they'll decide for themselves. Yeah, it sounds almost creative, doesn't it? Orangey copper color. Is this clear in appearance? And how clear?
Brilliant.
Brilliantly clear. That's a great descriptor. Dare I say even saying commercial quality. Brilliantly clear as in commercial quality, but I'll just put down. Brilliantly clear. That's one notable area in appearance where you can say how much. Okay, it's kind of like saying how cloudy. Okay, some are murky, some are just a little bit, some are hazy. Brilliantly clear as in commercial quality. And you can even put that in for next year if you want to.
The headstand is excellent.
The headstand is excellent. We'll assess that a little bit more as it sits, but certainly as we've been talking a little bit about this, if there's still some head on the beer, that's a good sign. Ideally, head retention probably should, or at least it can be judged by how much of that foam is still standing after a couple of minutes. If it drops to about half of its original height after 1 to 2 minutes, that's good, moderate head retention. Okay, a thick, long-lasting head that you would expect from a Hefeweizen, especially with higher carbonation, that should be thick and mousse-like and really stick around to the point of being a 1-inch head, even within a few minutes of the beer. And some beers, when they're quite highly hopped, because hops do add to head retention, they'll have a little bit of a glop of foam at the very bottom as you're finishing. We'll assess the head a little more. The color. Now here's something that people typically leave out of the score sheet. And hey, what does it say for the instructions, as we'll call them? Comment on color, clarity, head retention, head color, head texture. Okay? Head color, white or off-white?
Off-white.
Ivory? Off-white? Okay. Off-white it is.
But it's not tan.
But not tan. A tan head on a beer would be more typical of, say, porter or brown ale. Really clear off-white head, assessing the bubbles. It's not really a meringue-like. We could even say maybe inconsistent bubbles. It could be a little bit foamy in some of the pores, or meringue-like. You're not getting like a lot of big bubbles throughout it without the foam in there. How would you describe the appearance of the foam?
What's bricks mean? I hear the expression bricks. I'm not
Oh, you're way up the subject.
Yeah.
That has to do with gravity.
Oh,
So we'll get into that with the styles.
We'll put the
Okay.
head drag in.
Have a seat in the chairs on the outside there. As I pour you a beer, we are assessing subcategory Doppelbock. It still make things? Doppelbock. We're working on the appearance and discussing the foam character of the beer. Okay. Any impressions you want to throw out?
Still missing the. I don't have to describing the head on the beer.
Okay.
It's persistent, but it's not.
That's part of the descriptor. That's good. Okay.
But it's not full retention.
Okay. We'll get into the retention in a moment. As far as the appearance, it's fairly creamy. Okay. Some large bubbles. That's good enough for a description.